If you're familiar with this channel, one of the things I continuously preach is that you can't become anything if you don't take responsibility for your life. You can't rise to become wildly successful if you don't choose to pay the price. You can't become anything meaningful if you are not willing to put in the work. Now, I know some people want to find a simple, easy means to achieving their life's goals. They want to find a shortcut in crushing their dreams in one fell swoop. Most people want to wake up one morning to find out that they have become all they ever wanted to be, just overnight. If it were possible, beggars would have airplanes and lazy butts will build palaces. But as I've always said, and I will continue to reiterate, that you won't experience any change unless you choose to change. You won't have what you want unless you pay the price. Wishes will never buy you a Rolls Royce. Neither will luck give you a Tesla. Do you want a Tesla? You have to pay for it. Another lesson I just recently learned is that you can never have anything without giving up something. If you must have something, you must identify the things you are willing to give up before you can achieve that thing. Nothing given up, nothing gained. As an introduction to this video, I want to invite you to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. You'll receive notifications each time we publish a video. We publish inspiring videos each week to help you become your very best and motivate you to achieve your dreams. That said, here's how I disciplined myself to become highly skilled. 1. I gave up every option not to learn. Before I graduated from the university, I had determined I would never get a job. As soon as I graduated, I laid out my options. Since I wasn't going to get a job, I had one of these two options: either to sit at home and starve to death or to get my butts up, get skilled and start a business. I chose the latter. Knowing the option for getting a job wasn't available, I worked hard to teach myself how to write. I followed a lot of successful writers and copied what they did. I started my own blog, writing and continually publishing on it. For a long time, I didn't make money writing. I was broke, begging and making dumb mistakes. I set up a freelance writing business, but it didn't pick up for a long while. Each time I was tempted to give up, I simply remembered that I didn't have the option of getting a job. I was going to start my own business or I would remain broke. You may never need to pull out of a job before you become highly skilled, but the sacrifices you need to make to become who you're supposed to be will require you to give up something great for it. When your desire to get a thing consumes your heart, it becomes easy for you to achieve what you're going for. As long as you keep looking at your options, as long as you keep thinking you have something to fall back on if you fail, you will never become the best at what you do. And if you're not good at what you do, you will keep getting the results the average Johns and James get. 2. I practiced every day. Best-selling author Malcolm Gladwell said it takes 10,000 hours of practice to become a professional at what you do. While I was training to become a writer, I read a quote by Jeff Goins, author of The Art of Work. Don't write a lot, just write often. That encouraged me to write as often as possible. Then, at another time, he wrote that the best writers write every day. That John Grisham wrote every day for many years. So did Stephen King and a host of other writers. Knowing this, I wrote every day for at least an hour at the same time and the same location. Before the end of 2 months, I was pretty good at what I did. From there, I learned a valuable lesson. What you do occasionally, you soon forget. But what you do every day becomes a part of you. Excellence takes practice until it becomes a habit. 3. I made up my mind to learn something new each year. Recently, I read an article. In it, the writer proved that during and after this COVID-19 pandemic, countless businesses will experience a downturn. Economies will crumble, and over 50 million people will lose their jobs all over the world. Whether you like it or not, the writer wrote, this pandemic has changed the face of the world's economy and how we do business forever. From now on, 90% of businesses would likely change the way they run their business. Most companies will start to operate remotely. That means they would set up their businesses to operate virtually without the need for staff to be physically present all the time. What this means is simple. Countless people over the world, not just in your country, will be competing for your job. If you don't do your job well, your boss can fire you and hire someone from another country that same day. That's the age we're living in now. Thanks to COVID-19. My way out? Well, I simply have taught myself to learn at least one skill per year. Long ago, I discovered that technology is not only the future, but it is also our today. I knew school degrees would not cut for anything anymore. So instead of pursuing my master's degree and PhD like most of my mates were, I spent my time pursuing skills in information technology. Now I learn at least one new IT skill every year. If you're going to save yourself from the slaughter that is inevitably coming in today's economy and businesses, get to learning skills in IT and focus on learning one skill minimum per year. This way, the rate at which technology is advancing the world, you can be on a par with the world and never be at a loss for job or business success. 4. I focused on one skill per time. For a long time, I was a jack of all trades, master of none. I wanted to try my hands on many things. One minute I was writing blogs, the next minute I was trying my hands on a new business. I would start something this week and the following week. Because I wasn't motivated enough, I would give up and start another. I was constantly broke, never making progress, and was always frustrated. I didn't know my lack of focus, commitment, and concentration was responsible for my failure. Until one day, I heard a preacher say that young people have a problem succeeding because they are always trying new things and never stay committed to one thing. That's why there are so many young people who are failing. Well, I didn't want to be among those young people who failed. I gave myself some serious thinking and cut off all the things I was committed to. Then, I chose only one skill that I would be committed to, come rain, come shine. What is funny is, the moment I did that, I started to make so much progress in my learning and my finances. I realized that my problem wasn't that I was unskilled. My problem really was that I was unfocused. If you're going to become anything, if you're going to learn any skill successfully, drop your buckets of desires and focus on just one skill per time. Polymaths are people who can handle more than 10 skills successfully and excellently. And since they constitute only 1% of the world's population, it is most likely that you are not a polymath. So, cut off every other thing that does not matter. Then, choose just one skill and focus on that. Don't give up on it or choose any other skill until you have learned and perfected that skill. 5. I looked for better ways to do what I do. What do you do and how can you do it better? If every Tom, Dick and Harry can do what you do, there will be no reason any successful business should hire you. They can always get the average Joe to get things done. Recently, a client brought a book layout project my way. I didn't just do the book layout. I added free book mock-ups, designed a 45 seconds long free book trailer, and helped the client publish the work on an online store. She paid me only for the job we agreed upon, but was terrifically grateful for the extras I did for her. Like I wrote in point 3, in today's world, as this COVID-19 pandemic makes an inevitable shift in how business is done in the world, one of the best and safest ways you can get ahead always is to do what you do better than others. When anyone comes to you, let them know they've come to the best person for the job. And when they leave you for someone else, let them know they're missing a lot just by the way you do what you do. If this video inspired you, like this video. We love you.